That escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
It jumped up a notch.
It did, didn't it?
I gotta admit, as the summer gets hotter, so too does NASCOURT. And that is what is, I think, going to be the really big story this week, as we have new updates on the charters with 2311 and Front Row versus NASCAR, as well as what we pretty much all knew would happen, and also what may happen. So let's jump into it. Bob Pockrass had tweeted this: as expected, 2311 and Front Row Motorsports have filed a motion for another temporary restraining order and preliminary injunction to remain chartered for the rest of 2025. Right now, they are set to lose their chartered status Wednesday. NASCAR has signaled its intention to immediately move to sell. Okay, yeah. This is the nuclear option that everybody talked about. NASCAR getting these charters back and flipping them immediately. And we'll get into that as well. But there are other things to look at with this. For instance, 2311 and Front Row also had claimed that this is putting the plaintiffs in irreparable jeopardy of never getting their charters back and going out of business. Of course, like I said, the nuclear option. Front Row says they have a letter sent to them that NASCAR will start this process of selling the charters, and I'm assuming that they would push this into the court and show whatever judge when they are trying to get their new preliminary injunction and such. NASCAR says that it also has tried to settle with the teams, making multiple requests to 2311 and Front Row, but they've never received a proposal. But what does this all mean? It's corporatese, it's legalese, it's something else-ese. But what does it all mean for 2311 and Front Row? Well, for instance, I think first off, we need to remember this is not reflective of the overall lawsuit that they have with NASCAR that's set to be resolved hopefully in December. Instead, this is just a part of it and would really just affect 2025 unless the charters are sold. Secondly, I think we should say this: NASCAR could have multiple strategies that they're going to look at with this. For instance, pressure. Pressure tactics are something that are used in the courts all the time. Doesn't have to be sports. It could be an all bark but no bite to it, and trying to scare the teams into settling with them and basically just capitulating to their demands. I would not be surprised if this is what NASCAR is doing. After all, they only have 36 chartered teams, and I don't think there's 6 teams that are looking to be formed. There are not 6 entities chomping at the bit to buy these charters, at least not at the price they are. And there is no way that somebody like Dodge or Honda is going to jump into NASCAR next year. It is impossible based on NASCAR's rules, and let's just be honest, based on just common sense with the entire process there. There could be teams like Legacy Motor Club or Richard Childress Racing, or maybe 1 or 2 others that are out there that could buy them. But at the end of the day, this would only hurt NASCAR's on-track product. There'd be less cars, less competitive cars, and less racing around the track because of it. The other one is that NASCAR could be, with the France family, just through with it and ready to annihilate the opposition. And this is something that should be looked at as well. The France family has a history, a long history, since the beginning of this sport and league and everything about it, of destroying the competition that tries to take power away from them. After all, Big Bill France, as well as Bill France Jr., were very good at breaking teams up, union busting even back in the day, and there's a reason that NASCAR has remained the way it has for nearly 80 years. Jim France, I think, is no different at this. He's old school, just like his brother and father, and I don't see him really wanting to just let the teams have their way and just sit there again with no teeth to that bite. They really could have the bite to the bark. This would be catastrophic, though, for Front Row and 2311, because even though I don't think they could sell every single charter, what happens if NASCAR wants to send a message and they'll sell, say, the 45 charter? Tyler Reddick, their championship contender at 2311, now not having a ride. Or keeping these charters out for this time and then having those 2, maybe, that are left if one is sold. And then you have to choose a driver. You have to choose sponsorship. You have to choose the tough decision of who to let go. I know everyone's saying Riley Herbst, but he brings in the money. I doubt, again, they sell all 6 charters in 5 to 6 months, but a few could be from both sides. And again, that is irreparable harm, and I think that they could use that against NASCAR. Also, you have to ask this big question too. Would other teams screw over a possible fellow OEM team? Say, like I said, Legacy Motor Club. If they're not going to move on from Toyota, would they buy a charter from 2311? Would, say, RFK buy a charter from Front Row Motorsports? I think these are realistic questions to ask, and I'm assuming that different OEMs would tell their teams not to. Just in general with the OEM popularity of the teams as well as in the garage, I feel like you'd be seen as the black sheep, if anything. And there is one other real big thing this could mean for the teams or option, and that is that the assets taken from them could be frozen for now. This is kind of the chill and in the middle option, not nuclear one way or the other, and probably letting cooler heads prevail on this. They would not be charter teams the rest of the year. They wouldn't make much money. They might even have to return the money they've made so far this year in the Cup Series. But they would know that after the settlements and everything else are done, after the legal process, they would probably be able to get their charters back if everything is to go through the way that they would need it to. And I think this, again, is probably the more fair option. That way NASCAR does not go fully nuclear with it, but they've really set their message across to them still about this. That's, I think, the way that it's going to go. But again, if the courts allow NASCAR to sell, I wouldn't be surprised if at least 1 or 2 of the charters, one probably from each team, is sold off. And NASCAR makes their point that they are still the boss on it. But with that, I want to know what you think. Let me know down in the comments below. What do you think NASCAR does with these 6 charters? Do they just sit on them? Are they frozen by the courts? Or do they sell some of them? Or do they sell all of them somehow? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. While you're at it, leave a like in this video, share this video, and subscribe to this channel for more great and fun NASCAR content. Thank you so much, all my channel members, for your continued support. And until next time, have a good one.